Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me for week 11 of my project life process. This week I'm using a couple different types of products, no particular theme, just kind of stuff from here or there. And I was complaining about my super gray photos last week, so this week my photos are quite the opposite. They are super bright. So here I am just cutting up a Studio Calico card that says never stop learning, and it was just the bright yellow just wasn't doing it for me, and I also didn't like the placement since I'm going to stamp my week number on it, so I decided to chop it up and stick it on this wood grain paper here. And I'm just going to add my usual week stamps. I'm using the Hero Arts ombre inks, which you've seen me use a bunch lately, and then I also have these new Kelly Perky hybrid inks that I'm trying out, and both worked pretty well here. So these are the same stamps I use every single week. The week stamp is from a Hero Arts set, and then the numbers are from Kelly Perky. So I was looking at this and I was kind of feeling like there was just something missing from this card, and I'm still not completely content with it. But after I fill in the bubbles like I always do, I just wanted to add something else. And I've kind of gotten away from really bold embellishments, but for some reason this week I just felt like bringing out these really chunky, glittery silver stars from Studio Calico. So yeah, I kind of like it. I'm not sure if that's what really completes it for me or not, but for now I just like having something else on the card to make it a little more interesting. And then next I'm going to work on this picture of this homemade sushi I made. And I don't end up liking what I did to this card, but I'll show you anyway. I took an old Kelly Perky stamp that has, I think it says eat, cook, bake, or no, it says like cook, order, bake on it, something like that. And since I made this, I checked off the little box that said cook, and then on top of that, I decided to put another stamp because it just didn't seem sort of complete to me. So I take another stamp that says in the kitchen, and I'm going to put that on top of it. And at first I tried doing that with a navy blue pigment ink that I have, and you'll see that in just a second. And I'm trying that out on the other photo, and I'm thinking it's going to work, but I'm not happy with how it turned out, and you can't even see it in the photo in the video at all. And then I'm thinking, oh, maybe this green will work better because it's lighter. So that kind of works better, but I'm still not happy with it. And I realized all along I should have just stuck with the white. I mean, the white is just, it looks good on pretty much everything. So I don't really like how this card turned out, partially just because I stamped everything crooked. So I'm probably going to end up redoing that next week, but I'll probably do the same stuff on it. So it's not that big of a deal. And then here I didn't really know what to fill up the box with, and I thought about it for a while and decided to put this stamp that said happy things. And then since I kind of just want to put something else on there, I picked another stamp that said on a tiny adventure, because I was feeling like, you know, each one of the little things I did was a tiny adventure, I guess. It was kind of corny, but whatever. And then I use another little puffy heart from Chamel to kind of fill up some more space. And then under it, I just kind of wrote about what everything in this spread was. This was a really typical and boring week for me for the most part, but this week's photos I felt like really highlighted the kind of good things that happened kind of in between all my boring work that I had to do. And then this is my intro card. It's a really cool mural that I took a picture in front of, and I think I need to reprint it again because I brightened it too much and it kind of looks a little washed out. But anyway, for the sake of completing my layout this week, I'm just sticking with it. I think maybe if I was going to keep this photo, I would have done something more to it, but I just decided with the busy background and everything that I'm going to just cut out my label and stick it on. And this is the ultra blue ink that the label is stamped in, and that is from Messy Box. I love that blue. It's probably my favorite. So I'm probably thinking, should I do something else here? And then I decide, nah, not now, maybe later. But with the really busy background, I think the simple label does look really good. So that's kind of the hard side of the layout, and that is done. Now to this side, I was thinking of putting that frame on from the Currently collection, but I just wasn't feeling it. And then I found a sticker. I think it says like, I stop, I look, and I photograph or something along those lines, which actually works really, really well with this picture because it's just kind of a random park in the neighborhood, but it was the first time I'd really seen like flowers in full bloom, so I decided to take a picture, and I think it looks really pretty. And I'm just using some stickers here from an old Studio Calico kit. I think these are designed by Life Love Paper, and they're really cute. So I was kind of trying to go with that theme for this side of the layout, and decided to stick the little Currently sticker on, and I was just kind of playing with the placement a bunch because I didn't want to cover up the really pretty swan that's in that picture. And then here, this is a photo from a conference that I went to this week, and it was really cool, and I wanted to document it, but the photo was, you know when you take a photo with like the crappy fluorescent light and it just looked horrible, so I made it in black and white. It also had a bunch of like red in it, and it was not going to have any red in this layout. So I'm using the stickers that come with my monthly Kelly Perky kit to spell out the name of the conference. And I have a bunch of these sheets going because I've used up so many of them, but then I just don't want to let go of the sheets that still have stickers. And I ended up using an X and a V and a C in this layout, which I had extra of, so that didn't turn out so bad. And I love how that turned out with all the white lettering. And then I'm just using another sticker from that same sheet, and that's the end of the layout. It was so simple this week. And I forgot to mention, I used my name tag from the conference in that other pocket, and since it had all my info on it, I just did that off camera and did some stamps on it and added that to the final layout. So this is how it looks, and thanks so much for joining me for another video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff, and thank you so much for your support. I'll see you next week for week 12.